Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the word. The center of the word, the center of the world. Oh, that's a good slip because I'm going to be talking about the word this morning. My mornings are meditations. I begin by writing on Facebook, and that's my verbal meditation. And then I say, oh, this is a talk. And so then I plug in the camera here and I start talking. I start speaking the word. First I write the word, then I speak the word. And then I have lunch and take a nap. So anyway, speak but the word. One of my favorite movies is The King's Speech. Did you see that movie? Movies are words with a capital W. Movies are like a visual word. It's an extended. Maybe the word lasts for a couple of hours, but it's a visual word. But it speaks something. Good movies, great movies, speak the word. How Genesis starts, the whole Bible starts with first there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That sounds like a Zen koan. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. The Word was with God, that's God and the Word were separate. Then God is the Word, and the Word is God. So right there's a mystery that something is balled up and compressed into a tiny seed idea that if you water it, it will explode into it'll explode into the word. So we have to look. Today we are drowning in words. The modern world is drowning in meaningless words that signify nothing. Have you noticed that? We all notice it. We all sense it. Words refer to words. Words don't refer to any meaning. They just refer to other words. So no matter what you say or write or think, it just creates more words. It's like a self-generating abstract machine. It just keeps generating words. Babel. Tower of Babel. We just generate words and argue about the words, and every argument just creates more words. Words have lost their root. Words have lost their source and the meaning, but the meaning is not in words. That's the thing. Words, when used properly, point beyond words. So what's beyond words? You see, there's nothing beyond words. That's the trap, you see. We've lost that which words point to. So this is dead words. If the words don't mean anything, it's dead. And the words don't mean anything real because the words only point to more dead words. And then what does it mean? Well, I look up in the dictionary. I don't ask my heart what it means. I don't ask my own experience. I look up Google. Google will tell me what it means. Of course, Google will have 2 or 3 alternate meanings. The dictionary always gives you choices. So everything is split into more words, like a butcher. So anyway, what's the King's Speech is a word. A metaphorical word, a movie that's a word that needs your investment. In other words, for a word to become living, you have to give it life. You have to water it with your own curiosity. You have to water it with your truth, with your investment, with your yearning. You have to water words for them to bloom into meaning. But remember, the meaning is not in the words, because words are symbols. Words are abstractions. And we've become trapped in words because we believe words are real. We believe if I say, if I say, would you hand me some cotton? You see, we'd say, oh, well, is this what you mean? This is cotton. So I think I would say cotton, and so if I'm not showing that, if I say cotton, we think, well, we can imagine the cotton, and that word cotton is real. But it's just cotton. It's just sounds, cotton. So this is real, but if I would only know it as being real is if I saw it as a child who had never seen cotton before. See, so we take the child and say, oh, what is that? Well, it's cotton, okay. But he's interested, he's feeling the cotton, tasting the cotton, getting pricked on the cotton. You see, this is a real thing. Cotton is like something abstracted laid on it so we can communicate and say, when I say, go get some cotton, I'll know what we're talking about. But the cotton is not real, you see. Anyway, it's very difficult to explain or get beyond words because we don't think there's anything beyond words. So words that are living have to point, but they have to be metaphorical. Now, for instance, enlightened masters speak in living words. An orator who can arouse the people speaks in living words. Martin Luther King spoke in living words when he would arouse the people. Obama spoke in a living word when his oratory, if you recall, at the Democratic Convention, when he was just a speaker, his oratory aroused the people. His oratory, his living word, his speaking word. So for a word to be living, it has to arouse a listener. If you just speak your word in the closet, it's not going to be living. If you go out in the desert and talk, there has to be two. There has to be a hearing, a speaking and a heard that becomes one in order for that word to become living, you see. So this is why, cult leaders, for instance, will speak living words that arouse their followers, but not other people who don't follow it. So these words are living words, are relative. They're not pointing beyond the relative. You see, I'm probably not making any sense at all here. Getting back to the King's Speech, which is a form that we can relate to. It was about King George, who I think took the crown, and he stuttered, and he had to speak to the nation during the war, and he stuttered. So a therapist came in from Australia, who was able to help the king bypass the stutter. Elmer Fudd. So he could speak the word. This is a metaphor, this movie. It's about a historical king and a historical truth that he did have a stutter and he did have a therapist. But as a metaphor, the King's Speech points to you. It points to you see, but not you as something like Ed Conley or whatever your name is, you see. It doesn't point to that. It points to you before you speak, before you stutter. In other words, we're all stuttering. We're all going about just spitting out words. Because beyond that, what is the cause of stuttering? Fear. So we are trapped in the fear that we have lost our word. We've lost the source. We've lost not the source out there, but you as the source. You see, you are the source of the word. And the Bible says that. The word Well, the Word was with God and the Word was God. But then you say God, well, what's God? Well, that's a word. God. You say God, and somebody says, oh, I know what that is. It's an idea. It's a concept. And then we have different ideas, so we get in an argument about who's God. But God's not out there in a word. See, God is a metaphor. That word is a metaphor that points beyond itself. And what does it point to? You. So this is where we get trapped, you see. Because when take the Catholic prayer, speak but the word, and my soul, speak but the word, and my soul will be healed. That's about not your soul, but my soul. This prayer is spoken by one who's stuttering. And I want to speak the word. I want to speak my word. When I speak my word, people listen. When I speak my word, it's coming not from a plan or a method acting or a method speech or a written speech. It's not coming from notes on my hand, you see. When you speak your word, it's spontaneous. It's coming out of your heart. It's speaking your truth. And it cannot be, and it is not up for debate. It is spoken, your word is spoken without evidence. You don't say, oh, well, is my word okay? Should you prove it? Does it compare with other words? No. Your word is incomparable. It's beyond comparison. It's your truth. You speak we talk about this all the time. Speak your truth. Speak your word, you know. When you speak your word, your truth, you're speaking without notes. You're speaking in faith. You're speaking in faith that what you say is who you are. There's no separation. When you speak your word, there's no separation between what you say and who you are. But if you're a hypocrite, if you're speaking other people's words or designer words or calculated words or weighed words, there's a separation then between you and the words you say, which are done for an effect. You speak the word, there is no desire for an effect. There is no desire for fruits or rewards or fame, or maybe this will sell, or maybe people will like me, you see. When you speak your word, that's not there, none of it. You speak because you cannot not speak. You speak your word because there's no option. There's no choice. You don't choose to speak one word or the other when you speak your word. When you speak your word, you are the word. The word is with you, and you are the word. It goes back to the Bible then, except when you look at it from that point of view, when the word is with me and I am the word, well then you're gone beyond the word God. So when you go beyond the word God, who's there? You. Thanks for dropping in.